This is a regular meeting of the Township Committee. Public notice of this meeting has been given as required by the Open Public Meetings Law. A resolution was adopted on January 1st, 2026, designating this date, this hall, and 7:30 p.m. as the time for this regular meeting of the Township Committee of the Township of Union in the County of Union. A notice of each and every meeting of the Township Committee was posted in accordance with the aforesaid Open Public Meetings Law in one public place reserved for the posting of ordinances and official notices of the Township of Union, namely the bulletin board next to the clerk's office. In addition thereto, a copy of said resolution was forwarded to the local source in Star Ledger. A copy of said resolution is on file with the clerk of the township.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, everyone. This evening, the prayer will be led by Committeewoman Terrell and the flag salute by Deputy Mayor Florio. Please rise.
God of power, might, wisdom, and justice, through you authority is rightly administered, laws are enacted, and judgment is decreed. Assist this Township Committee with your spirit of counsel and fortitude, and guide us to seek righteousness, justice, and mercy, and assist us in leading our township with honesty and integrity. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please silence all cell phones during the meeting, please. Tonight, before we begin, we have a proclamation for Global Love Day. I love this. I'm going to read a lot of it. It says, whereas the Love Foundation Incorporated, a nonprofit organization, has announced Global Love Day to facilitate its establishing love and peace on our planet. And Global Love Day will establish a worldwide focus towards unconditionally, loving each other as well as ourselves. And we are one humanity on this planet. My apologies, allergies. And all share in the universal bond of love, and love begins with self-acceptance and forgiveness. And with respect and compassion, we embrace diversity, and together we make a difference through love. And the Love Foundation invites mankind to declare May 1st, 2026 as Global Love Day. Are they here? No? Okay. Well, we'll hold on to this for them.
Roll call, Mayor. Roll call.
Okay.
No.
Okay, at this moment, I take a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, can we move on with ordinances and resolutions?
I have for your consideration on second and final reading an ordinance creating 2 accessible parking spaces on Bonnell Court.
Move the ordinance to be taken up for second and final reading.
Second.
An ordinance amending the designation of restricted parking spaces for use by persons with special vehicle identification cards in the Township of Union, Union County, New Jersey. This ordinance creates 2 accessible parking spaces on Bonnell Court.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak on this ordinance?
Move ordinance be adopted.
Second.
Mr. Figueredo?
Yes.
Ms. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Florio?
Yes.
Mayor Frazier?
Yes.
Amending Chapter 266, Article 14 of the Municipal Code, parking prohibited at all times to include both sides of Bonnell Court.
Move the ordinance be taken up for second and final reading.
Second.
An ordinance amending Chapter 266-55, Schedule 14, entitled Parking Prohibited at All Times by the Township Committee of the Township of Union, County of Union, State of New Jersey. This ordinance affects Bonnell Court.
Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this ordinance?
Move the ordinance be adopted.
Second.
Mr. Figueredo?
Yes.
Ms. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Florio?
Yes.
Mayor Frazier?
Yes.
Amending Chapter 266-66 of the Municipal Code, parking by permit in residential areas to add Dawes Avenue.
Move the ordinance be taken up for second and final reading.
Second.
An ordinance amending Chapter 266-66B, Schedule 25, entitled Parking by Permit Only in Residential Areas by the Township Committee of the Township of Union, County of Union, State of New Jersey. This ordinance affects Dawes Avenue.
Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this ordinance?
Move the ordinance be adopted.
Second?
Mr. Figurito?
Yes.
Ms. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Florio?
Yes.
Mayor Fraser.
Yes.
Deleting accessible parking space on Plain Street.
Move the ordinance be taken up for second and final reading.
Second.
An ordinance amending the designation of restricted parking spaces for use by persons with special vehicle identification cards in the Township of Union, Union County, New Jersey. This ordinance removes an accessible parking space on Plain Street near 2035 Vauxhall Road.
Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this ordinance?
Move the ordinance be adopted.
Second.
Mr. Figurito?
Yes.
Ms. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Florio?
Yes.
Mayor Fraser.
Yes.
The draft and first reading ordinance has been pulled. Resolutions authorizing payment of all approved vouchers for solid waste collection, haulage, and disposal at the interim rate of $75.09 per ton for household waste and $129.52 per ton for bulky waste.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Authorizing the tax collector to prepare and mail estimated tax bills.
Move for approval.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Amending Resolution 2025-318, increasing the amount to Robert Barity Esquire by an additional $5,000 for a total revised contract amount not to exceed $62,500 for the signatures bar matter.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Amending Resolution 2026-57, increasing the amount to Samuels Inc. State Contract 85992 by an additional $20,000 for revised total amount not to exceed $75,000 for the purchase of auto parts.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Urging the legislature to defeat S. 1836, which would bypass local authority for land use planning.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11 has been pulled. Authorizing the installation of new lighting at Weber Park for the pickleball, soccer, and basketball facilities from Musco Sports Lighting through the Keystone Purchasing Network for an amount not to exceed $567,929.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Authorizing the purchase of a new cargo van for the senior center from Pritchard Companies through the Sourcewell Co-op for an amount not to exceed $110,360.60.
Motion to approve the purchase.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Authorizing payment for the maintenance and software for the police body-worn cameras to Axon Enterprise, Inc. in the amount of $212,198.15.
Move to approve payments.
All in favor?
Aye.
I ask you to approve the finances as listed on the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Following communications from Terry Milanda, tax collector, requesting the Township Committee authorize checks issued to the following, representing the redemption of tax sale certificates as listed on the agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
From Anthony Manguso, construction code official, requesting the return of a demolition bond in the amount of $10,000 for 2458 Morris Avenue.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
From Jason Brooks, Captain Wayne Brooks Jr. Foundation, requesting permission to hold their annual community event at Bear Temple Park from 1 to 7 p.m. on Saturday, August 15th, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Joseph Venezia, Township Engineer, requesting payment number 2 to Crossroads Paving in the amount of $175,399.81 for work completed through April 10th in connection with the 2025 Road Program Phase 2.
Move for approval.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
From Jack Beta, Jembro Stores, requesting permission to display merchandise outside of the store located at 1745 Morris Avenue from May 1st through August 29th, 2026.
Move to approve the request.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have department reports from Municipal Court, Police Department, and Senior Citizens.
Motion to approve the reports received and filed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That concludes my part of the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now we will move on to our Township Committee reports. We will begin with Committeewoman Terrell with the Fire Department.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I read my report, I have a motion to approve the following license applications for gas stations: Power Gas, 2445 Morris Avenue, and Vauxhall Fuel, 1865 Vauxhall Road.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Union Fire Department report for today, April 28th. During this reporting period, the Union Fire Department responded to 164 calls for service, including fire suppression, emergency medical assistance, and motor vehicle incidents. Three significant incidents that I'd like to highlight, or significant may not be the right word. On April 15th, units responded to a fire on Monroe Street that was threatening a nearby structure. Units quickly extinguished the fire. Fire involved a work vehicle, a dumpster, and miscellaneous construction supplies. After an investigation, it was discovered that the fire was caused by improperly disposed of smoking materials. On April 17th, units responded to an apartment at Vermella for a smoke condition in an apartment. Units arrived and found a small fire burning in a bedroom. The fire was quickly extinguished and the apartment was ventilated. And on April 17th, units responded to Alpine Ave for a vehicle fire. Units arrived and extinguished the fire in the engine compartment. Units remained on scene until the tow company removed the vehicle. My fire safety tip for this week: the Union Fire Department would like to remind our residents to make sure smoking materials are completely extinguished before disposing of them. Also, always make sure small appliances are turned off and have cooled down before leaving them unattended. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Let's continue with Committeeman Figueredo and our report for the Senior Center and the Recreation Department.
Thank you, Mayor. From our seniors, there's a health and wellness event on Tuesday, May 5th. This will be from 9:30 to 11:30. There will be a nurse there providing health maintenance, check, and prevention services. And that same day, so you get yourself checked out, and then you'll have some fun after, because there is a musical journey with one of my favorite bands, the Beatles. Tuesday, May 5th, again, from 12:30 to 1:30. Join us for an enjoyable and uplifting musical experience featuring the timeless hits of the Beatles. Sit back, enjoy the classics, and share in an afternoon, great tunes, and even better company as we celebrate the unforgettable sound of the Beatles. Flow and Balance Baton Fitness sounds interesting. Every Monday, starting this coming Monday, May 4th, 12:30 to 1. This gentle, low-impact class focuses on improving balance, coordination, and mobility using a baton. Chair-based and adapted movements are provided, making the class accessible and comfortable for all ability levels. Enjoy this smooth, flowing exercise in a safe, supportive, and welcome environment. Again, these are 3-week sessions, May 4th, 11th, and 18th, and that's from 12:30 to 1:30. Then there's the Spring Dance for a Cure. This is exciting. Twirl into Spring, supporting Alzheimer's awareness. This is Friday, May 15th, from 11 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. Enjoy an uplifting afternoon of lively music with DJ Tanya Ray and engaging activities as we come together to raise awareness for Alzheimer's. We'll have pizza and cupcakes for everyone to enjoy. And some upcoming trips: the Wind Creek Casino to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. That's Thursday, May 21st, 2026. That's $40 per ticket. They'll be departing at 9:45 from Jeanette Ave. And PNC Arts Center, opening up already, and Tuesday, May 12th, there's a show there. Bus departs at 11:45 from the Senior Center. The show is at 1:30, and Step Back in Time with Rick Mitchell's An Afternoon with Sinatra and Friends at the PNC Arts Center. Enjoy these timeless hits, lively energy, and classic charm. Plus, tickets are free for a fun, nostalgic outing. And from our Recreation Department, announcing 2 brand new summer camps this year. First program will be a multi-sports camp for ages 5 through 12 at Rapkin Park. Multi-sport camp format allows children with different interests to try new sports while keeping things interesting with rotating activities throughout the day. 2 weeks of this program will be offered on the weeks of August 10th and August 17th. This will help families who need additional care for their child after the traditional rec summer camp ends in early August. For those who have aged out of the traditional camp, we're also introducing a new program called the Zone of Genius Camp. This program will be for middle schoolers and will have its activities designed with multiple intelligence theory in mind. Participants will make teams and compete in daily themed challenges designed to improve teamwork, self-confidence, and social-emotional learning. This camp will be a 4-week program beginning in July. For more information about these 2 great new summer camps, please call the Union Rec Department at 908-686-4200. And that concludes my reports, Mayor.
Thank you. Let's move on with Committeeman Bowser and the DPW report.
Thank you, Mayor. The Department of Public Works had to cancel the Clean Sweep event scheduled for Saturday, April 25th. This event will be rescheduled this fall in October. More to come on that. Road Division, 253 potholes were repaired, 10 overlay applications were applied, utilized 24 tons of asphalt material, 308 streets were cleaned. We have about 640 streets in Union. Each street is typically swept 2 times a month, weather permitting. DPW sweeps about 10 months a year, depending upon winter weather conditions. We paved projects completed at Hall Stadium. Also, paved projects were completed at the Senior Center. For the Sewer Division, we flushed 26 sewer lines for maintenance, 2 after-hour emergency call-outs for sanitary issues, and 44 enzyme applications to minimize fat, oil, and grease issues. As always, all concerns or inquiries regarding all divisions of Public Works can be addressed by calling Public Works at 908-686-1922, but we encourage you to utilize the Report a Concern feature on the town website. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Florio with the police report.
Thank you very much, Mayor. For our ongoing effort to keep our towns and streets safe, in the past 2 weeks, the calls for service for our police department were 2,726, which is a significant reduction from the previous 2 weeks, which is good to hear. Directed patrols were 1,854, and arrests were 100 for the past 2 weeks. For our enforcement with regards to traffic and cars and trucks, the truck enforcement for oversized trucks, we had 11 stops. We issued 6 tickets. We're trying to keep those large trucks off the streets where they don't belong. Red light enforcement, there were 62 tickets. That's very discouraging that every 2 weeks we get a number of people still going through red lights. It's really terrible today. You gotta be very careful driving. Speed initiative, which once again is something that we're trying to control the speed in our streets. We gave out 45 tickets, which is a reduction from the previous 2 weeks, so that's good. From some of the incidents that happened in our very active police department, on April 14th, the quality of life officers conducted a motor vehicle stop. The driver was found to have warrants and was placed under arrest. Search incident to arrest found the driver to be in possession of marijuana packaging materials not consistent with dispensary requirements. The suspect was charged with illegal distribution and arrested. On April 20th, the patrol officer observed a vehicle driving carelessly. The officer conducted a motor vehicle stop with the said vehicle. The driver initially provided false pedigree information, but upon obtaining his true pedigree or information, it's a nice word, he was found to have warrants. The driver was placed under arrest, searched for an incident arrest, and found to be possessing of marijuana. The driver was charged with hindering possession and distribution of marijuana. On April 22nd, a patrol officer responded to a residence on Self-Master Parkway for an attempted burglary that just occurred. Officers were on the scene very quickly. They obtained the suspect's information and were able to make the arrest a few blocks away. Again, very active for our police department. I congratulate them for their alertness. Thank you very much. That's my report for tonight.
Thank you, Deputy. I will read my mayor's report. Before I do so, I would like to congratulate our local contemporary painter, Angelo Sudo, who was named one of only 20 artists statewide selected for a 2026 digital art program at Newark Liberty International Airport Terminal A. Angel's work will be included in a year-long exhibition, a collaboration between the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey and the New Jersey State Council of the Arts. That transformation in the terminal into a massive digital gallery to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. I would also like to congratulate Union resident and business owner Gladys Vongel, who was recently appointed to the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce as their community advocate and entrepreneurial development. Gladys is an entrepreneur, community advocate, and graduate of Essex County College. Congratulations to Gladys. I would also like to encourage residents to join our new community choir at 6:30 on Wednesdays at the Union Arts Center. The AAPI Food Festival. Join us this Saturday for the annual AAPI Heritage Festival from 1 to 5 p.m. on Stuyvesant Avenue in Union. This free outdoor celebration features an afternoon of live music and cultural performances ranging from a lion and dragon dance, a samurai demonstration, and a special pop-up performance from K-pop Demon Hunters. There will also be free activities such as face painting, henna, Chinese calligraphy, and much more. For more details, please visit uniontownship.com. Pre-Memorial Day encampment. Join us for a pre-Memorial Day Living History encampment on Sunday, May 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Freiberger Park. Experience the Revolutionary era with Continental Army, British Army, and Hessians. Bring your family and friends for an exciting and educational day as history comes alive. And then the Memorial Day Parade is on Monday, May 25th at 10 a.m. as we honor our military heroes. The parade will begin at the VFW on High Street and will feature vintage cars, motorcycles, and military units. After the parade, gather at Pearl Harbor Circle for a reenactment and memorial program at Honor Roll Park, starting at 12 p.m. Let's come together to celebrate and remember those who gave their lives for our country. The Market at Union. Join us for 2026 season of Market at Union, returning to 1980 Morris Avenue every Thursday evening starting June 4th. Located in front of the Union Arts Center, this weekly event features a curated selection of local vendors and a rotating lineup of popular food trucks. We invite the entire community to stop by between 5 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. to shop, eat, and enjoy the vibrant downtown atmosphere. Celebrate Union Pride on Sunday, June 6th at 4:30 p.m. The afternoon begins with a flag-raising ceremony at Town Hall, followed by an unforgettable soul-stirring concert featuring the legendary Frenchie Davis at the Union Arts Center. This entire event is free and open to all, offering a perfect blend of high-energy performance, joyful activities, and authentic storytelling. Again, visit the Union Arts Center NJ.com to RSVP. Pet licensing. It is now time to license your dogs and cats for the 2026 year. State law requires proof of vaccination when licensing. You can license in person at the clerk's office or online with uniontownship.com. And again, for notifications, please join Everbridge Notifications. Sign up for emergency and general notifications at uniontownship.com. These updates are also posted on Facebook at TWP Union NJ. That concludes my report. I hope to see everyone at all of our festivities and celebrations. At this time, I want to open it up to the public. As a reminder, you have 5 minutes to address, and also remember to state your name and address.
Ruth Slovic, 1221 McGee. I just have a question about number 11, authorizing the purchase and installation of an artificial grass surface for the soccer facilities at Weber Park from Field Turf USA. I get that part, but what is through the Educational Service Commission part? What does that mean?
So that was pulled this evening. That was not passed because there is a bid that is out, a lower bid that we are going to consider.
Okay, so that doesn't apply in this case. Okay, and then I have a question about the 5 minutes, because there may be someone who has a long explanation, and before you guys can respond, the 5 minutes might be up. Is the 5 minutes just what we are allowed to speak, or is it the total 5 minutes with your response?
5 minutes total.
That could be a shame. It could be a shame. I come to these meetings looking, and I'm sure other people feel the same way, looking for things that you guys are doing to help make Union a better place to live, work, and play. And the agendas, unless that's required by law, only have the things that you voted on. And I would like to see what you guys are doing to help the buzz issues, like the traffic and crime and what have you. I'd like to see where we can get that information if it's not here. And I was hoping it would be here because it's a public forum, and what's going on as far as making it a better place.
We just read all of the reports for you, all of the activities going on,
Activities,
the police activity that happened, fire activity, and DPW.
Right, but what are you guys doing to make it a better place?
Okay. Would you like a copy of the reports?
No.
Because they show what we are doing.
Okay, so you're working in the police department, and the fire department, and the seniors.
What we're doing as a town.
Right, and what are you guys doing
So,
to make it a better place? But to address the traffic and address the flooding situations and, you know, things that are more, I guess, on people's minds, taxes, things like that.
okay, thank you.
I'm done. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? My name is Robert Nichols. I'm sure many of you know me as we've interacted many times over the years. I am the owner of Union UTA Martial Arts right here on Morris Avenue. I've been there for 25 years. Interacted with you many times, I'm sure, especially, you know, Councilman Figueredo, Councilman Bowser. I've been at dozens events with you, participating with you. You've been to my facilities many times. We've had many conversations. In fact, I think a lot of you guys were at the that award last year that I won from the Boy Scouts for community service in Union. Yes, so we all know each other? Beautiful. I'm not a very good public speaker, and I'll be quite frank. Your arena that you do here, very confusing to me. It's not my world. My issue is I'm wondering why, as a board, you are handcuffing our small businesses. Why are you putting me, someone who has served your community in 25 years, for thousands of residents, thousands in 25 years, by allowing Landmark to come in and destroy what we've built for your town? I literally pulled into my parking lot 2 weeks ago, literally pulled in, and my parking spots were painted over. It's gone. The lot next to me that my people, my company, my employees have been allowed to use when you owned it, when you tore down the movie theater and put in, which I appreciate, that saved us. And it saved us because Landmark closed that lot, I believe, earlier than they were supposed to. So we had that parking lot, great, it worked fine. And now we've closed it, and they have taken away all the parking behind my building. You're taking away street parking. Okay, you've got the parking deck, I understand that. I literally, walking here today, I can read you the email, received an email from a parent that said, I have 2 small kids, it's too difficult to walk them across the street, we quit. So I was just cost $300 a month in my business. All my parents and everyone has to walk over. I need, where do I park? Where do my employees park? I was told by Landmark, if I want a spot, it's $225 a month. On top of the $6,000 I already pay in rent after 25 years. And here's the thing, guys. I don't blame Landmark. They're own that property. They can do whatever they want. I think it's immoral, but they can do it. But here's my question. okay? As many of you in all these years have said to me, Rob, thank you so much for that you do for this community. Thank you for all the things you do, for all the events I've been to, I've run. I ran the anti-bullying program for every single elementary school in this town for 12 years for free. Why have you allowed them to do this to our small businesses? That's my question. I'd like an answer. Mr. Figueredo, you and I have interacted a lot over the years. You've said a lot of things to me, very trustworthy things, and that's great, and I appreciate it. So on top of the $6,000 every month that I'm paying, I now have to pay for parking for my employees? How is this fair? I have students, I have parents that are disabled, that walk with crutches, that they're gonna have to go from the parking deck over to the business because you took away the spots. Not you, I'm sorry, the people you let take away from the spots. I don't like Landmark, I think they're very immoral, but I don't blame them. My question is, as a small business owner, and all these other small business owners that are around me, because trust me, I've talked to every one of my neighbors, every single business owner. I have parents that are here today supporting us. I have business owners. I have my good friend Jay Spinelli, who I feel like is one of the only people that's done anything for me in this town. All right, you've done a few things for me, and I appreciate that a lot. But right now, realize from my point of view, I think of your words, and I think about the fact that I am now losing business because of this, because it was sprung on me. I will tell you that myself and all our neighbors in a row, we were all told different things. We were lied to. I got 3 different stories from 3 different people about what was going to happen out there. And again, it's their property. They can do whatever they want. I understand that. So why are you, after 25 years and telling me of all the great things I've done for this town, why are you forcing me out? An answer, please.
Thank you. Your time is up. I appreciate your comments. We will discuss this further, and I was not aware of the $250 a month to park there. As a matter of fact,
the interesting thing, madam, is that they've
I'm
told
sorry,
every person, I'll finish, they've told every person in my
your
block a
time is
different
up.
amount.
Your
I don't care about the time. I want an answer. And I don't think that's wrong. Mr. Figueredo, come on. How many years we've known each other?
We're going to have our business administrator respond.
So, Mayor, if I can, so I want to give a little context because I think that the narrative that you're setting out is not exactly accurate.
Okay.
And I want to make sure,
perception as a local business
sir, it's
owner.
by all means, you had your time
I don't
to
care. Go ahead, answer.
okay. You may not care, but it's my turn
Go ahead. I
to
said
give some
speak.
context. So the movie theater lot that you're referring to has 12 spots in it. All of the other spots that are back there are private property spots, right? So governed by your lease with your landlord, your remedy is contacting your landlord.
It says nothing about
Did
parking spots.
you
in my
reach
lease.
out to your landlord? And I
Yes.
think if you did, then you would note that our clear understanding is that the landlord has allocated 2 parking spots per tenant for those uses, okay? So you would have your 2 parking spots, which is very likely what you had before.
No.
And your patrons can park on the street. They've got ample opportunity there. There is plenty of parking.
No, there's not.
Our parking study, well,
You
Sir, you may
just
be
said you're
a
taking
small
away
business
parking on
owner.
Bonnell.
Sir, you may be a terrific small business owner, but you're not a parking expert.
You're right. I'm
And-
not.
and-
but I
and
know
I'll-
what I see after 20
And I will
minutes.
tell, and I will
there's
tell
no
you
back
that
and
the
forth. Let
parking
him speak.
study that was commissioned by the Township Committee, that was presented to this Township Committee, that was discussed at the Planning Board, that is posted online, details the fact that there is plenty of parking in the center area. You may disagree, but what I'm suggesting is that the data proves differently. And I'm letting you know that whether you want to park in the structured parking lot across from Bunnell or not, there are other options. There's plenty of parking in the Stowe Street lot. There's plenty of parking on Stuyvesant. And I would challenge you to see where those spots are not available. They
Sure,
are, in fact.
Sure, you
available.
challenge me, we can meet during the day and we can talk about it, I'll show you. I'm sorry, your study is wrong.
I'd be
guys.
happy to.
Yeah,
I'd
I'll
be
be
happy
happy.
to. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you ahead of time.
I'm
so
sorry to hear that.
I would like
look
to.
forward to it.
Sure.
Thank you.
But, guy, come on.
Do we have any more comments from the public?
Thank you for hearing us out. I'm a longtime resident of Union. I'm reminded of the late Mayor Beer Temple's famous motto, "What helps youth helps Union." And to that end.
I'm sorry, ma'am, can you please state your name and
Sure,
address?
Eileen Toplansky, Carlisle, please. To that end, the Union UTA Martial Arts Sami School has for many years been helping young boys and girls gain valuable training in karate. Not only are they being trained in self-defense techniques, they're being introduced to valuable character-building tools. My own grandsons are learning that discipline, concentration, dedication, and perseverance, when combined with respect and humility, helps them in a myriad of ways. I see their growth, and I am absolutely convinced that what they are learning is contributing to their maturity and understanding. Thus, when I heard about the new parking rules and fees being driven by the town, I was very concerned that a number of Union small businesses would be adversely affected by these new parking rules and fees. Because the free parking spaces behind the school are now off limits, I am forced to pay up to $6 per week at the public parking to bring the boys to karate. It's summertime now, but in the winter we gotta going back and forth. That's not gonna be convenient. We cannot park on the street. We cannot park in the lot behind the school. I would really like to know where this parking is, because first of all, we don't wanna walk a long distance. They're children. This will surely hurt businesses if people will go elsewhere. Consequently, the cost and inconvenience of these new parking rules and fees are landing on the businesses and ultimately the community at large. This simply does not jive with the idea that what helps youth helps Union, and I and many others are looking for a more just and equitable solution. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comments from the public?
My name is Peggy Harrison. I live at 255 Oswald Place in Vauxhall. My request is that about getting something permanent done on my block. I live between Laurel Avenue and Berkeley Place. And for the last 3-4 years, when we have big snowstorms, bad weather, they come through and they don't do a good patch-up job on the potholes. Some at the top of the street, they're really, really bad. And every year they come through and they fix it up, but they don't do it correctly, because within the next couple of weeks or month, it's back there, the hole is there again. And it's really not that much space that you can get around them, because it's a narrow street and it's when you're parking on one side of the street. In front of my house, 255 Oswald Place, they have a couple big potholes there, not as bad as the top of the street. But they come by and they repair them, but then before the winter's over, they're back in holes again. So I was just wondering if they could maybe they told us, a couple of people have told us, different people said they were on the list, they're gonna come around, and they've done streets right in our area, like behind me, Carnegie Place has been done. Hilton Avenue has been done a couple times, and a lot of the streets right in my area. But they don't come through Oswald Place. I've been there 43 years. I don't remember them ever doing the whole street. So I wish somebody could maybe put a request in to come through and try to do something better and do a better job on that particular block. And the other thing I wanted to ask, and where I live, it's a lot that's vacant, was vacant next to me, I think number 17, lot 17. A few years back, it was someone was trying to purchase it. I was interested myself, but they told me that it was not for sale, it was unsaleable. But just recently, they said it was for sale and somebody purchased it. So I was just wondering, could you tell me what was the reason why it was unsellable and now it is? Because I would have liked to have purchased it myself, because I have a very small backyard. And my kids and grandkids, I could have a place to play if we could have got it. But they said it was unsellable. And I haven't been there, like I said, 43 years, and I don't see any difference and what's been done to that particular lot would make it saleable now. Thank you.
Thank you, and we'll look into, thank you, Ms. Harrison, we'll look into your Laurel Avenue and Berkeley Place. Any further, Oswald? Any other comments from the public? Seeing none,
Mayor, I do want to mention that our Public Works Department will be out there tomorrow to assess Oswald. We will, obviously, we'll fill whatever potholes are there, and if necessary, we'll put that on the paving schedule for next year.
thank you. May I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.